With a snap of his fingers, the man granted the ugly woman a face of breathtaking beauty. But in the very next second, she turned around and stabbed him. She stuffed his body into a suitcase, dragged it to the edge of a cliff, and threw it straight into the bottomless sea. She thought that would bury everything forever, never realizing that this was only the beginning of her nightmare. 4 years earlier, the woman had been an ugly, mute girl. Because she fell in love with a man admired by the school's queen bee, she became the target of relentless public bullying. No one could have imagined that this brutal beating would mark the turning point of her fate. A soul devourer, an emissary tasked with consuming the most evil souls in the human world, had descended to deal with the school tyrant. By chance, he encountered the bullied girl. Seeing how pitiful she was, and sensing the extraordinary purity of her soul, he decided to grant her a wish. Overwhelmed with gratitude, the woman revealed her greatest desire. She wanted to speak like a normal person. The man fulfilled her wish instantly. Over the next 4 years, he continued to support and encourage her. With his help, the once ugly and mute girl rose to become a diva at the top of the music industry. As they spent their days together, the two gradually became a seemingly happy couple. Because of her former ugliness, the woman always appeared in public wearing a mask. Yet that didn't stop a wealthy CEO from pursuing her. Expensive jewelry worth millions of euros was given away without hesitation. Faced with such a rich and generous man, and with her best friend constantly pushing her on, her heart slowly wavered. Behind the back of the man who had changed her destiny, she began maintaining an ambiguous relationship with the CEO. What she didn't know was that every single move she made had already been seen by him. Little by little, the man who had accompanied her for 4 years became worthless in her eyes. It wasn't until the CEO asked to see her real face that she remembered the man who had given her a second life. She knew very well that to truly marry into a wealthy family, talent alone wasn't enough, she needed beauty. So she went to the man and lied, saying that although she now had both fame and fortune, her ugly appearance made her feel unworthy of him. The man said he didn't care about looks. Hearing this, she became even more emotional, saying how badly she wanted to stand beside him openly. For the sake of their future, she begged him to give her a beautiful face. What she didn't expect was that after only a brief hesitation, the man agreed. But deep down, he had already made up his mind. If she chose betrayal again, he would show no mercy. He began altering her appearance. Recalling the most perfect face he had ever seen, he snapped his fingers, and that flawless visage was copied onto her. The woman was ecstatic. She immediately ran to show off to her best friend. The friend bluntly said that with such beauty, winning over the CEO would be effortless, and urged her to dump that useless man as soon as possible. Those words struck her straight in the heart. Soon after, she revealed her true face for the first time at a concert, claiming that she had worn a mask in the past because she feared her beauty would overshadow her talent. Now, in order to fulfill a promise to the one she loved, she had no choice but to remove it. That statement was practically a public confession to the CEO. She then announced she would sing a song for her beloved. Watching coldly from the audience, the man thought to himself that she wouldn't be smiling much longer. Just as the woman was about to sing, she realized she couldn't make a sound. The venue erupted in chaos. People began suspecting she was an imposter, speculating that the real singer was too ugly and had hired a substitute. Unable to defend herself, the woman instantly realized it was his doing. She hurriedly made an excuse about feeling unwell and fled the stage. Furious, she went to confront him. Calmly, the man told her that beauty came at the cost of her voice. He had already said it before, she could only choose one. Even now, he still didn't expose her betrayal, secretly hoping she would turn back. Once again, she humbled herself and begged him to grant her both wishes. Only then did the man lay out his condition. He could restore her voice, but she had to marry him. And those who betrayed sincere love would eventually rot away, inch by inch. Driven by greed, the woman agreed without hesitation, completely ignoring the warning. With a wave of his hand, her beautiful voice returned. Once she possessed both beauty and talent, her heart changed completely. She began plotting how to get rid of the man who knew all her secrets. At that moment, the CEO showed up. To avoid suspicion, she immediately went out on a date with him. She believed that as long as she delayed long enough, the man would bleed to death by the time she returned. But to her shock, he was still alive. He told her that if she took him to the hospital now, he would pretend nothing had happened. Yet for the sake of becoming a wealthy wife, she stabbed him again. That blow marked her final step towards self-destruction. She thought she had disposed of his body without a trace and could finally live in peace. But she had no idea that the day she married the CEO would be the true beginning of his revenge. The man said calmly, "It's time for you to return what belongs to me."